today you are going to need, think like a door frame almost. So you're gonna need something like a wall that has an opening on the side that you can like have one leg up on the wall and one leg down on the floor, right? So imagine like a doorway. I'm gonna be using the, it's fine, you can come in. Okay, he's getting like, we got a notice from the RV park, but like get ready for cold weather freeze. We're trying to just make sure the RV is ready. I'm going to be using the little fireplace thing here because there's like an opening on either side. So that's what we'll use for the left and right sides. You're going to need a blanket, a block, and a strap for today. So this is our prop your pose class, which I love because these are the things I can't do in our normal classes because not everybody has props and I don't want to assume that they do. And let's get started. So this class ranges from 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how quickly we move through the poses. It's a untraditional sequencing, so we don't start with a meditation. We don't end with a shavasana. And of course, you can unmute and ask questions and talk as much as you want. This is a casual class. All right, let's get started. Okay. I know. Okay. So we're going to start with, and I also have the camera a little bit closer because they can see a little bit better, because we're not going to be standing, I think, at all today. No, we're not standing up once, so that's why I have the camera a little bit lower. All right, you're going to need a block. So you're going to start with a wide, medium height block, and I'm going to turn a little bit sideways for you. What? She's being so ornery today. Okay. Sorry. Go. All right. The block, I'm gonna face sideways for you. The block is gonna go behind you toward the head of your mat. It's gonna be going underneath your head. So you are going to lay back, and yeah, okay, good. You still see me, because I know she's kind of in the way. And you're going to tuck your chin, and the tucking of the chin lengthens the back of your neck, and it exposes the sort of back curve of your skull. And you're going to place that curve of the skull right onto that front edge of your block. Now the block should not be tilting forward or backward. We want the head to be the thing that kind of tilts. So really expose the back of your neck there. Your legs and your arms are any way you want them to be that's comfortable to you, but just make sure you're relaxing your shoulders. A lot of times here the shoulders like to creep up, but we want to really relax them down. So once you've sort of settled into your body, then begin to rock your head side to side at any pacing. There you go. All right. So the edge of the block is going to create a massage at the base of your skull, and we hold a lot of tension here. And let's say you turn the head over to one side, and you can just linger there a little bit if you feel that good stretch down the kind of side back of the neck. Say if you go your head to the left and you feel that stretch on the right side, you would relax that right shoulder a little bit more, maybe kind of actively draw the shoulder toward the ground. And sometimes I'll even let my chin lift a little and my chin drop a little bit more. And just kind of playing and really getting that nice stretch, opening. This nice support of the base of the skull with the heaviness of the shoulders. You're creating a little bit of traction here in the cervical spine, the neck spine. Check in with your breath. This is a really nice way to kind of ease out neck tension headaches. You might be feeling this a little around your shoulders. Dog, right? Here. What? taking and returning the head to center. She just jumped over me. Taking one hand to your block and remove it off to the side. Let your head come down gently. And when you're here, go ahead and just turn your head left and right. Right. So we're gonna have a little release. You'll feel that deeper twist and stretch of the neck. And return to center. So we're going to remain on our backs for a little bit. You're going to take your knees to bend, your feet to walk in. We're going to go into supported bridge. Now, I know the neck and the bridge poses that we've done before, but like they're just really great poses, right? So we haven't done them in a while. Your block, you have 3 levels with your block, right? You have low, medium, and you have high. It's always going to be wide, wide, wide to support the width of your hips, yeah? So come up onto your toes, lifting up your heels, and then lift those hips up. And technically, I shouldn't be turning my head to the side, but you're going to take your block, and you can start with any height you want. I like to start with the highest height, just to see if it's possible, and then deciding if it needs to go a little bit lower or not. And this block goes right into your sacral spine. Now, that's the area just below your pant line. It's right between the 2 hip bones. It's just above the tailbone and just below the low back. Heels will come down, adjust as needed. Tuck the shoulders in. You can just let the arms relax, or you can bring the hands to interlace. Now again, when you're in this pose, it is best not to turn your head side to side. So maybe position yourself when you just sort of glance at the screen if needed. And you're allowing your hips to get heavy on the block. And you are feeling pressure. There is meant to be pressure in your low spine. So this support of the hips and then the heaviness down here of the low spine, of the upper back here, you're creating a bit of traction. So kind of the same idea that we had with our head, right? The head, the neck, the shoulders, and then creating a traction in the cervical spine. Here you're creating a little bit of traction in your lumbar spine. Just continuing to get a little heavy and heavy and heavy. I also think it's kind of fun how in bridge you can really exaggerate the breath. You can make your belly really get big on the inhale. You can really hollow out on the exhales. I'm gonna lead it. I must give my hand to make it in the morning and the rise of the spring from all. And of course, you can start to play around in the supported bridge. So maybe where your R is enough, and you can always change the level of your block to take less or more as you're just feeling it in your body. We can start to bring the feet a little bit together. We can bring the right knee in. I'm lingering just because it feels good. It feels really good. And you can maybe stretch that right leg up to the sky, but you don't have to. You can roll the ankle around. And if the leg is straight, bend. Maybe try to draw that knee in a little bit more. And let the right foot come down. Right, you don't have to do this part, only if you want to. Otherwise, you're just hanging out. Left knee comes in. Notice where the limit of that knee pulling in is.
So good. It's so good.
Maybe straighten the leg for a moment. I feel like a good stretch. Roll the ankle, wiggle the toes.
It's so good.
I know ain't perfect, but with you, it's so good. It's so good. And I know it's so
good. And then bend. Maybe now that knee can come in a little bit more. Supported bridge is one of my absolute favorite poses to help release low back tension. To me, it just feels freaking amazing. Okay, so you will have sensation, but if things are going numb, if it feels too painful, lower your block level, yeah? You can even take a blanket and cushion over the block if it's still a little bit too much. Foot comes down. Now we could try bringing both feet up. You don't have to, but maybe both knees come in. I want you to really trust the support of your block. You might even have to adjust it just a touch to really feel that it's stable. If it feels stable and not wobbly, you can bring both legs up. And kind of like a shoulder stand, you could play with the legs. There's eagle legs, crossing. I can give you a nice little IT band stretch if you really press it. Switching.
It's so good. It's so good. And I know it's so good because
maybe a little cobbler, and I'm just giving you options.
it's so good.
Maybe a straddle. Ooh, that feels kind of good in the inner thighs there. Bring it in, and the feet down. One last thing, I actually don't have the room to do it right here, but you'll start to walk your feet forward along your mat, and imagine that your legs would become eventually straight, all the way straight. That's going to very much increase the pressure you feel from the block and from the low back. You can tuck your shoulders in a little bit more to alleviate some of that pressure. Okay, just imagine my legs are straight, but there's no rush. And you can have your feet together and touching for a more intense extension of straight legs, or you have your feet and your legs wide open for less intensity in the straight leg extension.
Everything on our own.
And if your legs are extended straight, begin to slowly walk the feet in. There's no rush. And once your feet come all the way in, walk the feet in closer, lift up your heels, press into your toes. You gotta really squeeze your sit bone muscles, squeeze your thighs, really activate all these muscles here. Then pick up your hips, take your block away, and slowly untuck and roll down. Again, there's no rush, take your time. Ooh. When you get down, open the feet wide and take a few little knee dips. Just a little ease out in the hips, legs, and spine. And then bring the knees into the chest. Circles of the knees, so you can get them apart in alternating directions. You can move them together. Feel all that difference in your low back. You might even take little kind of mini twists over and over. And then draw the knees in, give them a big hug as much as you can. Just balancing out that supported bridge, that kind of back bend shape the low spine was in. All right, and release. You're going to rock yourself up into a nice seated position. So if you ever have any questions or something doesn't make sense, please just ask. It's all good. So let me see. Beautiful, beautiful. I like to make little notes, make sure we're not going sequential flows. I'll forget what we're doing sometimes. All right. From here, let's do a little shoulder stretch while we're sitting. You are going to, and I forgot to say this about in the beginning, you're going to need a chair. Go ahead and grab a chair or a couch. I'm going to use the couch. Give you a second. So what's going to happen is you're going to have your back facing to the seat of the couch or chair. And you're going to have your hands interlaced behind you. Palms are facing each other. They can be open or touchy. That's your choice. I think like the AC just kicked on. Hold on, let me turn that off. It's like, why did it just get cold in here all of a sudden? Okay, there we go. Okay, that is not needed right now. Okay. So interlacing, you're going to bring yourself a little bit forward. You can sit any way you want. I'm cross-legged, but any way you want. You could do cobbler. You could have your legs extended out in front of you, or straddle. It's whatever you love. Okay. And you're going to take your hands and try to place them up onto that seat cushion. So depending on your body is feeling today, you might be kind of really bent over. You might be scooted far forward or far back into your chair. So play with it. Anytime you use props, you have to kind of play with it. They're very adjustable for the person's body. And of course, if you have a lower support you want to use, you're welcome to use that too. So we just want to settle into our hands up on the chair seat and a position with our bodies that at the moment isn't too intense, but you might feel a little bit of stretch in the shoulders and the upper back. So we're doing here to deepen the pose. You might stay here, that's okay. But if you choose to deepen, you're sitting up. The hands slide back. Good. So you have a supported shoulder stretch. Now you can even add a little more. Roll the shoulders back actively. You might puff your chest up just a little bit. Maybe even hold it up here for a little bit and then release. Just have a little moment of rest and then come back when you're ready. If you want to go deeper than this, we walk those sit bones forward and we lean it back a little bit more and still try to puff up the chest. Yeah? So anywhere you get to be for your body. Breathe. We're going to hold this for a moment. Adjust and play. And play with squeezing the shoulders back. Play with kind of letting them roll a little bit forward. I lost my interlace. There we go. So a little forward, a little back. The spinal movements are okay. So for me, hugging the shoulders back feels a lot better. I'm going to shift a little left and right. Forward. Breathe. What happens when we add props to support and lift the pose, you're able to relax into a little better because now you're not using the muscles to keep your arms up like this, right? You don't have to work to keep the arms up. That's being done for you. You get to relax and soften into it. And gently lean it forward, slide gently, gently, gently the hands down, and roll it up. How's that feel? Yeah, take your own releasing movements, but I feel like after that, when you do those eagle arms, just to kind of, because they're so open, do a nice little cross, and just kind of counterbalance the pose. That's just what feels right. Everyone's a little different. And switch. Kind of like when we do, reclining straddle or happy baby, and then we balance it by closing it off and squeezing into the body. So we open up the body for a long time. You gotta balance it by closing the body a little bit. Really working into the range of motion for the sockets, the muscles, and look at these. Nice. So that's hopefully you feel that difference. That big shoulder, chest, upper back opener. If you were kind of exploring and moving, the neck might feel better. So that's especially for cold weather, guys. Beautiful. Make sure you warm up when you do it. So I'm kind of warmed up a little bit beforehand. Awesome. All right, let's go into, this one is just kind of a tutorial about how you can use a blanket in a couple of your traditional yoga poses. Taking your blanket and let's turn it long ways and fold it one time over. And of course you can always fold it more than that later. So your folded edge, excuse me, we're going to place this underneath the, our heels. Let's go into I blanked. Malasana yoga squat. Blanket toward the front of your mat a little bit. Now, how you get into it is all up to you. So I'm just going to kind of go into the pose. Malasana is our yoga squat. I'm going to bring my heels, just the heels, up onto the blanket, the toes and the ball mounds of the feet are on the floor. From there, kind of settle in. Feet can be as wide, feet can be turned out. That's totally cool. Arms inside the legs and sit tall. And even if you're in a half squat, that's okay too. So what happens a lot in our yogi squats is that there's a lot, don't just stay where you are, but there's a lot of that, you can see that angle of the ankle and the Achilles tendon and calf, right? And that can be pretty intense for a lot of people. And there's a lot of times where in this yogi squat, the heels do not touch the ground. That's where we use a blanket. And we shove it into all that empty space under the heel. So you might have to make your blanket bigger or shorter, right? And that shorten. So if you have your heel all the way down, you see that huge extension. Now when you add a blanket, the heel lifts a little bit and that extension is lessened and it's a little softer and it's a little easier on the body and you're able to pull a little bit of body weight into those heels a touch and you can kind of relax into the pose better, right? If there was nothing under the heels, your Achilles tendon and calf and ankle are constantly fighting to not drop below the place where they're allowed to go. But if you support it, then they can relax a little bit, right? It's like having your head all the way to the ground in a pose that doesn't feel good and having like a block or 2 blocks under the head high off the ground and you can kind of relax, right? Rather than trying to hold your head up there by yourself. It's a nice little option. Let's do the same thing in down dog, okay? One down dog. So release, bring the folded edge under the heels, place your blanket back at the back of the mat. Actually, I might turn sideways for y'all. Back of the mat, maneuver around the dog, and come into your downward facing dog. Now you can open up the feet as wide as the blanket if you like, but the blanket is just under those heels, toes forward. And now try your best to press into the heels a little more than you normally would. And again, if it's a little too much, maybe our hamstrings are tight today, you might do a bigger fold or roll of the blanket and let those heels lift a little bit more and then press into it. And feel that difference. Feel that support. Feel that sort of stability and that activation in the body. Because my down dog is a little bit too short right now because of the distance, but normally, I mean, you guys have been with me for a while. You know what down dog is. And gently come on down, all fours. So that's a little trick that you can take with you into your daily or normal yoga class practice. You can always have that blanket there for you, and hopefully you felt that difference. All right, move out of my way. All right, let's use the doorway thing. This is going to be a reclining hand to, the hand doesn't even have to be involved, but it's technically reclining hand to big toe pose. So let me do this one first. And it could be either leg. This would be my right leg is going to be up on let's pretend it's a wall, okay? So it's kind of a wall here. It's my fireplace / stereo system. Leg up straight on the wall. The other leg is extended out straight. This is why a doorway works the best, or a hallway or something, right? And you're going to lay down. That's it. That's the pose. What? What do you need? So from here, little options. Let's say that this top leg is very tight in the hamstring. Your option would be that you would actually kind of come away from the wall and that top leg would be at a forward angle, but supported, right? We still want it to be straight. So as long as the right leg is straight, you're good. As close into the wall as you can. Flexing through the foot, the toes pull back, really reaching your heel up to the ceiling, pressing the back of the knee into the wall and activating this right thigh. You should feel a nice elongating stretch, but it's a gentle stretch. Shouldn't be anything extreme, nothing too crazy. Cool. Options, of course, you could do here is a strap around the foot and pull it in deeper. You could take your hand to the foot and pull it in deeper, but this is more just kind of a soft variation of the hand to big toe pose. You're just kind of relaxing into it, but the leg is active. This is it's actively pushing into the wall and pressing up to the ceiling. Bottom leg, press it into the ground. So your legs are strong, but we're softening. This is a pose we do often standing up, right? But this is a lot easier than standing up. You're not trying to balance on one foot. Arms can be wherever you want. I'm just talking. I talk with my hands a lot. Ah! No, get away. In other words, if you have low back issues, the bottom leg being straight may not feel good, and you can also bend the bottom knee and then kind of press your low back into the ground. You can even push into the bottom foot and lift that tailbone slightly off the ground. Okay, these are options to help alleviate sensitivity and pain in your lumbar, your sacral spine, and lumbar and sacral spine, low backs. All right. And let it release. Other side. So I'm going to move over to the other side of this little fireplace thing. And now my straight leg will be in the bathroom. You just relax and stay active, right? Both legs are pressing into their supports, into wall, into floor, or if it's a bent right knee, you push that foot into the ground just a little bit. It doesn't have to lift up the tailbone unless you want it to. You're reaching out through both heels. Both sets of toes are pulling back. And breathe.
Oh, baby, I reconsider my foolish notion. I need someone to hold me, but I wait for something more. I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith, 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 faith.
Spread your toes. Pinky toes as far away from the big toes as possible. And sometimes in our yoga practice, we tend to push a little bit further than we need to create space and activation. So of course, just because I'm able to go all the way to here doesn't mean I have to go there to get an effect, to get a progress. I feel a stretch here. I feel activation here. It's gentle, it's little, but it's perfect. It's enough to make a difference in the body. All right, and let's let it release. Down. And returning up. All right, I think we're on our last pose. So hopefully from there, your leg, it was soft, right? Gentle, but I feel like my legs are a little bit longer. I feel that difference in the back of the legs. And it wasn't through pulling and forcing and wrapping and all that, which is not a bad thing, or forcing is a bad thing, but going deep in a pose isn't bad. But sometimes just going a gentle sensation can do so much more, right? Which I love. I love that. I think it's forgotten a lot in yoga practice. Okay. How are we doing? Oh, we're doing beautiful. Last pose. You're gonna need your strap. And your blanket. No, talking to them. She will not leave you alone. Your blanket, oh, I lost my fold. Your blanket, you're going to need to do your, let's do short ends and roll them into each other. Kind of like the same rule you'd have for a supported back bend, right? This is going to go in front of you. And actually, I think I have the room to go a little bit further up for you guys. There we go. In front of you with some space in front for the rest of your upper body. The blanket is going to be going right underneath kind of your diaphragm area, diaphragm, low ribs, kind of this little space underneath your bust line, right, or underneath the pecs, how you want to think about it, right here. We've done this one before, but we're adding a strap variation to it. So this strap, you're going to take it behind you and around the upper back, like that. Yes, even out your ends. Cool. Now we're going to take, it's okay if it adjusts, it'll kind of slide around. We're going to bring it up, over the head. Now cross the strap. Behind the head, bend. Cool. Let it relax, no tension. So you've got kind of a little backpacky thing happening here. It's cool. Wrapped around, it looks like backpack straps. Yeah. Hold on to your ends as best you can. We're going to come down onto our bellies. And you're going to place that blanket underneath the low ribs diaphragm area, right? So you feel, sorry, I had to let go for a second just to pull my ribs forward. So you should feel kind of lifted and supported. Again, you know me, I like to have my feet kind of open wide. From here, holding on to your strap ends. Let's start at the bottom ends of the straps. And you're going to engage your back, lift high, and then reach your arms out and back. And you're going to pull those strap ends as if you're going to touch the back wall. And you're feeling the strap pull up through the front of the shoulders. Now, if this is not enough, actually, if it's too much, let's go there. If it's too much, elbows bend. You don't have to pull so much. You know, just how deep you want is up to you, right? Longer straps are better if you need less. If you want more, come forward, work your hand up higher on the strap, and pull back more. Yeah. Breathe for a moment here. You are working your hands, right? So a lot of times in our everyday lives, we don't really use our hands as much as we could. Our hands start to get weak. Think about what you do with your hands every day, right? Maybe you do work a lot with your hands, but some people don't. So this is a very strong grip. We don't tend to grip with our hands very much in everyday life, and I think it's a lost strength. Breathe, keep pulling. It's very active. And then we're going to release it. Release the hands. Ooh, feel that? Come back up. Take it gentle. Child pose just for a moment. So what you had there was a variation of a supported locust pose. And then come on up. All right, you can release it all. And guys, we are done. That was perfect. That was beautiful. And I hope you feel that difference between a gentle, slow, supported, lifted practice. If you have any questions, please speak now or text me later.